Well, environmentalists, led by Mark Ruffalo, wants to censor and deplatform us here at Redacted. We made their list because we are what they call new deniers of climate change. In fact, they say that because we question things and whether or not they're really reliable, sustainable, or green solutions like EVs, wind farms. They say because we do that, we take big money oil. That's a lie. We've never taken any big money oil. So let's talk about what it means to be a new denier, how we made this list, and what they want you to be able to hear and not hear. So if you question climate solutions like electric vehicles, wind farms, paper straws, you're guilty of what they call climate hate. You're a hater. You're hateful. And that makes you a new denier. And new deniers should be censored, deplatformed, canceled, shut down, according to globalists. We're going to show you where they actually say this in this new report. Now, here is actor Mark Ruffalo, who's been a longtime vocal environmentalist for a long time. He posted this on X over the weekend, detailing exactly what climate hate is. And again, I'm going to tell you, he says that people who do this are funded by big oil. He's lying because we're on the list and we're not, but here we go. He's going to lie to you anyway.
Big oil has a new playbook, but we're on to it. More than ever before, we see climate disasters happening all around us. The climate crisis is now undeniable, and that's a big problem for big oil. So now instead of getting their internet goons to deny climate change, they're getting them to deny something else. They're going after the solutions we need to transition to a safer future, like renewable energy and electric vehicles, and they're waging personal attacks against accomplished scientists. How do we know this? The Center for Countering Digital Hate has analyzed thousands of hours of climate-denying talking points on YouTube. Researchers found that big oil has found a new way to manipulate the public. Make no mistake, big oil is doing this because they know we're winning. They're getting their asses handed to them. Let's keep winning and let's keep spreading the truth about climate change. Share this video and go to counterhate.com to learn more.
Okay, so let's break this down because the report he's talking about does mention redacted because now he says we're guilty of climate hate. My mother, today I was talking to her about this and she's so disappointed because she loves Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. She really wants to love him as a person. And, you know, he doesn't love us, though. He's telling you lies. I'm telling you that because we are not funded by big oil. So climate change deniers, he said that's the old way. And since that didn't work, now they're calling it climate haters, people who go after the solutions we need to transition to a safer future, like renewable energy and electric vehicles. So if you say that wind farms kill whales, which they do, and require gas-powered backups because they're so unreliable, which they are, that makes you a climate denier and guilty of climate hate. So this is the new denial. If someone tells you the earth is warming, which is true, but the solutions we have are faulty because we would like to have a real discussion about real solutions to adaptability to a warming climate, well, then that makes you a denier. So maybe you're someone, again, who cares about whales and eagles being slaughtered by wind farms, or you don't like the idea of electric vehicles creating slave labor and pollution in Congo. Well, then again, you're, a climate denier. According to their, green religion, you have to just accept anything they call a green solution, not ask any questions. That's what the climate religion demands. Mark Ruffalo wants those things clearly to be censored. Here is the website he's pointing you to, counterhate.com. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The website that he's pointing you to, counterhate.com. Who runs that? That's the Center for Countering Digital Hate, which X is suing. Recall this lawsuit that was launched last summer. X is suing them for leading advertisers away from the platform due to false and misleading claims about hate speech. Do you recall? So this Center for Countering Hate makes up this report and say, look, all these racists are on X. And then advertisers are running dollars. So advertisers then are supporting racism and they're trying to interfere with X's business and they're getting sued. They are doing this again through this idea of climate hate. And here is their report that Mark Ruffalo is referring to, the new climate denial. What they did here was just search around YouTube channels that they considered denialist channels, and they analyzed 12,000 transcripts. They say that 70% of these channels are guilty of new denial. Now, how do they know that those channels are funded by big oil? They just say that. They just because. And guess who's on that list? That's right. Here we are. Redacted. What has 2 thumbs up? Okay, I messed up the joke. What has 2 thumbs and is hosting this show right now? These guys. We're on the list.
So we're apparently we're funded by big oil. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
when did the check come in, honey?
Yeah, I would love to know that. That's unbelievable. And they can just say that. They're funded by big oil. Okay. What the hell are you talking about?
They've been sending the checks to me, and I've just been cashing them. I just forgot to mention it.
Son of a bitch.
I know. My bad.
Okay. Now, I want to be clear. We've never taken money from big oil. We may have had some in a Roth IRA at some point, in a mutual fund that was in a company-run 401k. We have never gone out of our way to invest in big oil. We have never taken money from big oil. So this report is a lie. It's a bullshit lie trying to get you to think that new deniers should be platformed. Now, let me tell you where this new denial comes from. It's not because we like to look into green solutions and see if they're hurting or harming humans and the planet. This is where this new denial comes from, not from big oil. We read.
We read books.
That's really it.
We read reports.
So, by this logic, if I want to make good on this new denial, I will blindly accept their green solutions like EVs and wind farms. But I refuse to do that. And let's go over just one more time why. Wind farms are hurting more than they're helping. They're killing whales and endangered birds. And they use gas-powered backup because they're unreliable. So they're usually 2 power plants built for 1. EVs also unreliable. They've been bricked in the cold winter. They are also heavily reliant on local energy to charge. And since companies like Germany are going back to coal, they're increasing their pollution by relying on coal to power all those EVs. Also, they have led to devastation in cobalt mines in Congo. We've discussed this at length. I want to look for my interview with Siddharth Kara, the author of Cobalt Red, on this topic. That doesn't mean that every green solution is a sham. It means that we will not accept them as a group. We're going to research them one by one, because some of them are going to be good. There are people who are looking for a real solution to climate change, but those things are not it. And in fact, when Ruffalo says, well, they have to do this new denial because natural disasters are worse than ever, that is right out of the playbook of climate change religion. People who have built their existence on climate catastrophe have to do this because the catastrophe of the numbers of warming have not been supported. So here's what climate researcher Judith Curry says about this in her fantastic book, Climate Uncertainty at Risk. She says, while the IPCC assessment reports do not support the catastrophe narrative, there is a catastrophizing lock-in for many organizations that would lose their, I can't say that word, reason for being if the climate change threat was diminished. Letting go of apocalyptic rhetoric is difficult for those who have built careers based on climate catastrophism. Climate catastrophe rhetoric now seems linked to extreme weather events, most of which are difficult to identify any role for human-caused climate change in increasing either their intensity or their frequency. So they say, look, every time we see a bad storm, climate change. We told you, right? Except one of the most extreme weather events that took the highest toll were not recent. Did you know the strongest landfall wind hurricane to hit the U.S.? Any guesses when that was? The strongest landfall wind hurricane ever to hit the U.S.
Galveston, 1901?
No. Any other guesses? Labor Day hurricane of 1935. The largest rainfall hurricane, Hurricane Easy in 1945. The largest and worst storm ever to hit California. Anybody? No? December of 1961, which dumped 10 feet of rain and submerged the Central Valley in 15 feet of water. These megastorms have been proven to hit California every 200 years ago for the last 1,800 years. So none of that we can say humans did. How did humans do that in 1961? Get a whole big storm to hit California like that. So how do you explain those? Mark Ruffalo, they were pre-fossil fuel, most of them, or at least pre-this human-caused climate change that you say we're exacerbating so much. So what does the Center for Countering Hate and Mark Ruffalo want from us? Well, they want this very kind of conversation deplatformed, moved off. They want social media to disallow it. Look at these. This is what they say. This new denial, it's really got to stop, right? All major platforms should heed this finding, and they need to not permit new denial. To support global efforts to avert climate disaster, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X should all demonetize and de-amplify new denial content, meaning you should not see this. You're seeing it right now, but they do not want you to. Demonetizing climate denial removes the economic incentives underpinning its creation and protects advertisers from bankrolling harmful content. I thought that we didn't have an economic incentive. I thought we were funded by big oil.
Right. If we're funded by big oil, then what do we care about YouTube ads?
Right.
Right.
Also, they want you to diminish the visibility. So they want it downranked. And they want to allow time for fact checking and other protective measures to be put in. That is clearly contrary to the well-established scientific consensus on climate change. That also is a lie. There is no consensus on climate change. They tell you that, but that's a lie. I'm sorry, I'm screaming. Go ahead.
So they want to treat it just like the pandemic vocabulary.
Yes.
They want to use and have like terms and conditions changed inside of Google's algorithm and their terms and conditions so that they can demonetize channels and they can say, see, this falls under the purview of what the United Nations, the way that YouTube uses the WHO as a sticking point for posting about COVID on their platform. They want to do this with some sort of new climate denial language to label this as like climate hate
and so
language.
You think about this pieces we do about electric vehicles, right? Where we talk about all of the mining that goes into the batteries, all of the electricity they pull off the grid, all of the times that they are bricked, all of the times that they have fires, that it's dangerous and it doesn't actually lead to any reduction in carbon. That we just shouldn't be able to have that debate is what they're saying. And so it's insulting and infuriating, but it's also dangerous because if we don't discuss climate rationally, we will not actually be able to come up with real solutions to adapt to a changing planet. The planet's been changing forever. We don't get to push pause on it, so we have to collectively figure out how to survive on it, right? That's true. But if they say you can't have those discussions, you just have to blindly accept what we want you to, well, that's wrong, right? So tell us what you think of that. And I should show you this in case anyone goes off and finds it. This was on my Instagram, I think over 10 years ago. Clayton and I did meet Mark Ruffalo at an environmental group event 10 years ago, I think, called 100 Is Now. We were invited through a colleague. We did not exchange numbers or become friends. If we had, I would have welcomed Mark Ruffalo to call us and ask us if we are funded by big oil, because he was about to promote this list that we were on. I would have asked, did you check that for yourself? So he didn't call. We're not friends. We met him once. I just thought I would tell you that.
And had tacos.
I mean, that same question applies to us then that applies to the climate science. And so like, since when? Since when were we
friends with
funded
Mark
by big
Ruffalo?
oil?
Oh,
No, since,
right.
like the
Since
question,
when?
since when? Like
Since when?
that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please,
when?
can you show me? I'd love to know that.
Yeah.
I mean, everything we own in our lives is related to big oil, right? Everything, all the shirts you're wearing, the microphones, the plastic, everything is made with petroleum, right? Everything. My chapstick, everything. So in that way, we are supported by big oil, right? And petroleum.
Well, it supports us in a certain quality of life, right?
Yeah.
My kids take the bus to school. I wear coats that were made with big oil.
Petroleum. Yeah.
Right.
Petroleum jelly in my chapstick.
It's probably in a good bit of my makeup.
We're gonna need to get some paper laptops.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Cardboard laptops. Yeah, we're going to start using cardboard laptops and my glasses and all of that. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. You know, YouTube thinks that you'll actually like this next video right here. It's personalized based on your own viewing habits. So if you watch the video, please leave a comment. Let us know what you think about it. And we will see you next time, everyone.